What comes around goes around, my man. Say hey, hey, say hey, hey. Forth and back, and just like that, you're going down for heaven's gate. I gotta tell it to the right, we're going down.
What's been stolen from me, little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. I got my eyes on you, and you got no clue what I'm supposed to do. I can't help myself. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. No, you wouldn't take what's not yours, if you know who I am. When the night will fall, I'll haunt your dreams. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. Till I'm complete. Piece by piece, I take back. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back. Little by little, piece by
check.
piece, I take back. Little by little, piece by piece.
For those of you that haven't hit that like button, I'm supposed to thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dog. My name is Lane. Taking a look at the charts. Hopefully I have my microphone on tonight. I believe we got the go ahead on there. Watching Bitcoin tumble down yet again after she got up to 66.9, just a little short of 67,000. She decided to drop down. On a 6-minute time frame here because I'm just bored with Bitcoin. Not one that we should normally just kind of track it and kind of figure out what she's really up to. Just make her plans on the bigger time frames and just kind of watch them play out on the smaller ones or wherever. That's what I do. Zooming out just a little bit on the daily, spells out a little zone at the bottom of this channel, this trend line that we've respected so far, and hopefully we'll continue to respect. If we don't, then oh hell, looks like we're headed to 58. So we want this to respect this trend line at least. Even if we touch it, Here on the daily, we're hanging out at the 50 moving average area, have been for several days. Good sign so far. Can we get a little higher than this? Can we perhaps maybe come up and bump up past that 100 moving average? That's what I need to know. That's at 66,673 and 60 cents for you little nerds that have to know every penny. But the signs are saying, man, it's gonna be shaky, and man, whew. This week ahead is looking a little shaky. Let's go ahead and let's kick off the weekly candle. Take a look at it. Now, Market Cipher has given us confirmed red dot several weeks ago, saying, "Oh my gosh, it's gone to zero." Not just saying it's bearish, but the most concerning one to me was when the MACD barely crossed on the weekly, because that's one I've learned to pay attention to. Although I gotta say, I have not really paid as much attention to it as I should, as strong of attention to it as I should have, because it's been saying bearish, 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 and I've just been choosing to, well, let's be too hopeful, I guess. I don't know. It's just like I could have done some things better. But yet, and maybe this has to play with it, the 9 moving average here on the weekly is 65,009, right at 66,000. So that's an area that we could and should and hopefully will find support. 65.5 is an area that needs to hold. That is our weekly candle areas over here from last time. Actually, about 64.7 right through there. Were you a fib? I'm not going to change it. Actually, yeah, I am. On the weekly, on the perpetuals. All right, I'd like to keep that little line kind of marked, because that's an area that we need to stay above. Whatever that last candle close was on your chart. Or the last high on Bitcoin, 64.8 is what I get on this particular chart. Don't need to see that. Need to see this non-moving average hold. Overall, weekly does not look horrible, other than some of these indicators saying that she's getting dang tired. The one thing that I'm keeping my eye on is the Ichimoku cloud, how it's gotten all nice and thick, but yet price is far away from it. So far we're still in the clear, but doesn't mean that things can't just fiddle around and come down and touch it. But we need to see some signs of some more up. The 9 moving average is our best friend for determining that, in my personal opinion, and we have not broke it yet. Hopefully this trend line will hold. It seems to be like it might have some strength on at least the daily time frame. And again, we'll lose these areas. Not pretty. Not pretty. Look at altcoins over here, man. Below this trend line. Holding up without just dumping completely. That's something to be said there, I suppose. See, the Bitcoin dominance has taken a little bit of a downcline. That should be helpful for our alts. Again, that helped us maintain our areas today. I'm going to take a look at Total 3 over here. So Total 3 represents our altcoins. Your bags, my bags. Everything basically except Bitcoin and Ethereum. And my biggest beef with it is that our main trend line, man, we lost that sucker. And I tried to give it wiggle room, I did, but at some point you got to say, ooh, that's just too much. Technically, I could take it down to this little wick right there, but I just think that's the last of our hope and prayer. If I put it back up to where it normally should go, and maybe I'll just draw a little secondary hope one right there. Just so we won't forget what's going on. Because there's a chance that we lose about $100 billion if this plays out the way that it normally should. But we got some nice signs here saying that we want to pump back up. Now, with this, I'm saying that altcoins this week can get a nice little pushback to the upside. The only question is, when it gets pushed back to the upside, will it get rejected and then roll over? So this may be a little period to de-risk a little bit, reevaluate your strategy, because the point of breaking this green trend line, that's kind of a big deal. And unless we magically just pop up through there and get bullish as all get out, which shouldn't happen, that's not normal, then I'm expecting another pullback for altcoins, and I don't want to ride that again this time. So me personally, I will be looking at some places, you know, if we can go up about another $20 billion coming into altcoins over this next week. Trying to pay myself where I can or de-risk some of these places just in preparation for a chance that we can get a bigger pullback. We'll get a better feel for what Bitcoin's going to do this next week, probably by Tuesday or Wednesday, and that's probably when we're going to see what altcoins are going to do there too. Here's my messy chart of Bitcoin. Oh gosh, that one looks horrible. Let's try this one. I haven't mucked this one up too much. Oh, look, we got a fractal. How's that doing? I don't think Mr. Fractal's going to work out there. Who knows? So, Bitcoin kind of iffy at 66,358 right now. You ever notice that there's just some people out there always charting, and it just seems like their instant turnaround go-to is always always something like this? And just immediately it's like some crazy move. I'm not going to leave that on there because I just... How's that been working out for you? I'm just saying. There's a strategy there, but it only works so far. My biggest clue is when we break a trend line, the major trend line, if you track it, the overall trend line there, when you lose it, usually after you get three, just as a general rule of thumb, 3 humps and a dump. It plays in with the Elliott wave idea and all that stuff, but that's a good general rule to look for. It doesn't always. Sometimes it didn't quite make it, but good rule to follow there. Usually get a retest. We got, not always, but a lot lately. Getting a nice retest of those trend lines. Good times to tell you when to get out if you listen to it, follow it. I can't really speak that I followed this as well as I should have. But that is the idea. Take a look at some altcoins. Hey, you guys remember when we talked about CRV? You know, she was dumping. She's like at 28 cents. And I was like, that looked juicy. So, yeah, after the stream that night, I had to, because there was a chance that she might come down to 16 or even 9. That's horrible to say, but, and she hasn't, at least not yet. But I thought 26 and 28 cents was a pretty good place to put some bids in, so I got a little bag of this, working that little trade. Try and get some back, you know, to about 39, 40 cents. They can get a move up to there at least. And who knows, maybe after that, maybe CRV could recover. It's possible, I guess. Let's give a shout out to everybody that's hanging out. Got Brackett's Adventures, got Dave P, Striga, got Jason. How's it going, everybody? And Grimmer. Grimmer says, yes, please. And there's Justin Crypto says shorting. That's what I should have been. That's what I should have been doing. I did think about it, and I almost did, and I was like, because it's the bottom. For me, it's the bottom, and I get iffy about shorting the bottoms. I like the shorts that I planned for, like, and I wasn't planning for one, but I wish I had them in, or coulda, woulda, woulda, shoulda, right? So let's take a look at BIS. So we're on KuCoin. Some daily chart. Oh, this was the hockey stick one. I remember. How's it doing? Sadly, she's still down there, isn't she? The Ichimoku cloud's not being very friendly just yet. It would be cool if it got all thick again like this, and price was moving closer to it, rather than it getting thin, skinny and price kind of being away from it. Because we want to touch it and then go into a big, thick, green, red Ichimoku cloud. If we're looking at the cloud, some people don't use the cloud, don't have to use the cloud. I put it up there just to give me peace of mind, on help me remember what side of the trend I'm on. But we're still below the non-moving average on the daily, and until that changes, well, don't expect much to change on this one. And look at the smaller time frames, 4 hour and the 1 hour, to see if it ever gets above the 200 moving average. If it does that, that's a good sign. 15 minute looks like it's getting above it. That would be the first steps. So maybe there's a little bit of hopium. It's still got some, still got a lot of stuff to work through, man. And she is below this trend line right now. 15 minutes not looking happy at the moment. So, and until we get over the 200 moving averages on some of these smaller time frames, we need definitely to do it on the daily, but just getting above the 9 on the daily would be a step in the right direction right there. 9s and 200s are the ones I'd love to be above. If you're above a 9 moving average, oh, you're on the right side. If you're below it like this, you're on the wrong side, and then the 9 will help you out a lot as determining, you know, how strong your trend is going. Got Andy ETH. Looks like they got it over on MexC. I don't even know what all this is. That looks like that. Well, did you turn into support resistance? Not as strong. Well, I guess we met targets. Anyway, we'll clear all this out. So Andy on ETH, look at this, man. Look at this. Indicators are loving this one right now. I got the, on the daily, got the coveted green dot there. On a nice little small wave. Had a big wave, and then we came down and got a small one. That could be a nice move from that. Stochastic's going to the upside. Money flow is not yet in the green, but you know, once it does flip over, it looks like this is going to kind of help move it up. That'll be much more favorable. She's got some hiccups. Some of the moving averages are telling me that she's not out of the woods yet. She's trying to reclaim the 9 on the daily, and it's still below the 21, so that means some sideways and fighting until we can hopefully reclaim price, get above both of those, and then it can drag them to be where they need to be. But just as a general glance here, I mean, it's nice to see that green dot over there on Market Cipher. Now, I'm not an indicator trader. I just use indicators to, I mean, indicators don't make my decisions for me. They can be triggers, but I use them mostly for confluence, and I see a lot of them pointing to the same direction or backing up a thesis that I see somewhere else on the way I normally look at the charts. And it just adds to that theory, and I believe it helps me to be more correct when I do that. That's why I have them, but they're not my first go-to. They're just there for me to consult. What's your opinion? And sometimes I'll say, well, I think your opinion sucks. Say that to Elliot all the time over here. Say, Mr. Elliot, click that little guy on sometimes. Every once in a while, he won't be too afraid to show up. And then I say, you suck, Elliot. That's not how it's going to work out. And then, you know, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I just make sure I always give Elliot a hard time just because, well, he be like that, yo. 200 moving average here on the 4 hour. That's a great sign. Finding a nice bounce there. Retesting the 100 moving average area there. You can go swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. A little confluence there with our 382 Fibonacci. Now we might get rejected there. That's quite possible, and come back and retest a little of this area. We're at 20.000208. So I'm going to call it 2089. And we could come back down to this area at 1820. Kind of in a little rangy thing while we kind of figure out what it's going to do, but it looks nice, actually. Getting a setup, it looks like, for a bigger move. All right, let's figure you out. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of that altogether right now. 6. Okay, gotcha. We'll put a little bonus up there. And we'll put one right here. The bonus target would be 5162. It's decimal 3 zeros there. The main target I'll be looking for a 1-to-1 move would be 0.00044 area, with a little front running target here, 0.00040. Looking for a little bit of a breakout of this trend line would be awesome, and let's say that that's where the enter for this trade goes. Or if you're already in it, then you just get the bonus points of getting an additional 78%, or maybe an additional 94%, 93%. Not bad. I like this idea. It's a support resistance flip area right there. You good old horizontals. Now this was the trend right there, and we lost that lower coming down. So now that's why we're looking for a breakout of this one. And I like for price to be above the non-moving average when that happens. It already is. Now we can take this trend line here, and if you want to be a little ambitious, you might kind of forecast where the channel might be, and that can also help you figure out some places. Just keeping a price label just a candle or two above that one on top of that trend line can help you kind of navigate to some nice little target areas. And if we make it from there, from a breakout, that would be a nice 73%. So I'm seeing a bounce off of this area and just keep going with the pattern until that one day that something else happens. Phantom looks like she might be on the move. On the 4 hour after reaching the bottom here. She got down as low as 60 cents, and now she's up to 63 after coming down from 96. Ouch. You rode that on the way down. Well, at some point you'll get tired of riding that roller coaster and trying to think of a different way to do things. Looking for some resistance about 72 cents for FTM. And whether it goes above that, I don't know, but it's going to have a hard time getting above that, in my personal opinion. Getting above it would be definitely bullish for a nice stronger move to higher areas around $1. Otherwise, any rejection could take us down to the bottom of this trend line and this horizontal resistance area, about 55 cents. 55 to 56 cents. If there is a rejection, and there could be. But most notably, I would see if we can get past this area, come up here about 72, and then possibly roll over. But she do what she want to do, or plays out how she wants to play out. We can just kind of put some targets, and how the water rolls there, I don't know, baby. Jamie Paycheck, what up? How's it going, Jamie? Happy Father's Day, y'all. Well, I appreciate that. And happy Father's Day to you and everybody else, too. Jamie says memes are going into the shadow realm. They're taking a hit. The market seems like it's getting a little scared. Hey, there's Joe, Trade Intuition. How's it going, Joe? Grimmer says, RAI hopefully coming back down to about $6. Going to sack some more. Well, that'd be a good place. That'd be, gosh, I hate to see it go to $6. Is it tanking? I was just taking care of my DeFi. I wasn't paying attention to price though. Ooh, she's at $11. She was up to 16. Man, looky there. See if I can get a better chart. This was MexC. Let's try KuCoin. Oh yeah, more stuff here. Well, there was our trend line that she broke here, and then the next time she came back into the patterns, did not hold. So technically, we need to include that information. Extend our trend line from here and keep this, and now it seems to be respecting it so far, but it's already wicked below it too. So in my opinion, that's just setting it up for some other future time where it could just plow on through to the downside too. So maybe we get a bounce there. Let's move this out of the way and some of these other older stuff we got. Zoom out. Oh, this is so cool about zooming out. Remember where we came from? We had the falling wedge, more of a shallow one, which are supposed to be pretty good according to Thomas Bukowski. He compares them to more being like a diving board. The longer and shallower they are, the more bounce that you get, and the steeper that they are, well, the less effective that they reach out or hit those targets. But now that we got a breakout, just take the basic measure move, which is the width of it, and put it to the breakout. And I've been flirting with the idea of putting it down to the actual retest, and I think that's what I did here and got that target. Which, do I need to adjust it? I've already did it. It should be pretty spot on. I'd adjust it up there. This is out the retest, and 2372 looks quite doable to me. From the breakout, if you play by that rule, and that is the standard rule, that's about 2389, but I think it means something when it comes back and retests and then bounce. So I've been testing that idea. Well, I'll have to see. Will it be a nailed it moment, or will they just go on through and say, you suck, road dog? I don't know. So far, it's liking this trend line. You need to respect my trend. Oh, that's our newly drawn trend line too, with a little break. Yeah, or we'll have to skip this area. Actually, it's got a wick there. So we've expanded our trend line as far as we can safely go, incorporating the new information. It's respecting it so far. 200 moving averages there. You see this a lot on a lot of the coins where price is stuck between the 100 and 200, and the 100s usually at a nice distance above the 200. And that can give us a nice little, a pull back up to these areas. So for RAI chain, that'd be up about $13 something. But I mean, from there, it's just probably chop, and until it decides to respect this trend line, hopefully respect this trend line and move on up. If it doesn't, well, if it don't go up, it needs to go down or sideways. We nail sideways here too. If I were to try to draw a trend line, it would be difficult for the top line because it did this, and then that seems to be respected. Can I just cut this out and forget about it? Well, I mean, you got that idea. I can still respect this line, but in my personal opinion, when you got something like this, it can also bust through this really easy too. And you should just normally incorporate the new information as you get it. If you came to this chart just blank and didn't know what it did on this history, if you weren't following it and knew that this was a bear trap or bull trap or whatever, this is how you would draw it. This is what you got. And it's one of them freaky megaphone patterns that can't seem to get away from at this point in the market. And one of these days we won't see these anymore, and you'll say, man, I wish we had another megaphone pattern. They were kind of fun. So, enjoy it when you can, when you get bounces off the bottom. To me, I think that at this point, with this, even with this particular pattern, or if you trend line, if you want to look at it that way, if it's got another trend line up here, and that's all the patterns are. I'm not one of those guys that wants I don't think you have to go down and find every little pattern that it makes on every little time frame. I think it does best if you just zoom out and go by that. Now you can go and play that game, but I don't think it's important. I mean, it doesn't matter if you haven't zoomed out and got your basis from a bigger picture. It doesn't matter. You're not going to see where you're going unless you zoom out. And then you can jump into the smaller time frames, or my gosh, if it tickles your pickle to come here on the 1 minute and flag it out, or head and shoulder it every chance that you think you got, go for it. Just respect the trend lines that you set on the bigger time frames and your idea. Try not to forget it. But I mean, this is not the most effective way to use pattern trading, in my personal opinion. Although it seems to be pretty popular, because all you gotta do is just look for something like this and draw one of these and then just pop it on top of there, and it doesn't matter, because tomorrow you're going to come back and look at a new flag and you're just going to keep having another, and you don't really know where the hell you're going, do you? Even if it can make it up that high, which most of the time they won't. I'm just saying, let's keep it real. Especially if you're going for the moon boy targets. Oh my gosh. Repeatedly. Bigger picture says she's at a great place to bounce, and it looks like she's trying to. If you want to look at the candles down here, we got 2 wicks down here. That's kind of cool. Not what I would call pin bottoms, but you know, you hear everything on YouTube. But it's nice to see that you got a lot of self or buy pressure pushing those wicks into existence up here, and getting price back above it. Our newly established trend line area. Hold on, I thought I missed it there for a minute. Now there's that wick touching right there. Got to make sure I got my touches in order. That's just the rules of the game. So she can come back up to these areas. We got 200 moving average sitting here at 1247. You got this little great area right here, where it's just double bottomed. Look at that double bottom. It would fool me too. Bounce up from that. If that's what I saw in my charts, I'd say, oh my god, that looks awesome. So get a double bottom bounce, probably at a fib too. I'm not going to pull it because, and then come up here. If you're just seeing that on the chart and you're like, oh yeah, because there's where your belt line is going to be, a belt line. If it's a neckline, then these are just 2 saggies. And then this happens, and well, that idea clearly did not play out. So end of validation would have came right below when price got below this area, because making a lower low means, oh shoot, this probably ain't going to play out. So stop losses below this would have got hit on the ORI chain if you were even doing that. But this is nice. This is nice. So you got several little trend lines if you want to get all picky, and they can show some areas that you want to find some resistance. So if you're fortunate to make it up to this area at 1324, well, you might have a little bit of a headache, and then trend lines down to this guy kind of spells out that it's go straight up and over a little bit, about $12. And if you look to the left, it also comes over to that little line that we were looking at. So I'm always curious. Now, I don't know that this will work, but there is a correlation between price and time and angles and dangles, and I'm just going to throw this up there. I just put it here merely because of confluence of where all these little things intersect. And sometimes it nails price with time, sometimes it does. And then we say, ooh, and that's about all we can do. Because can you do it again? Maybe if we're lucky and the stars align, everything's just perfect and it plays out. But could we repeat this process and do it systematically, scientific process? No. No, we can't. Can't do it that way. But we can have fun with it, trying to guess it. That's what we're doing, having fun with it, trying to guess it, by the way. But would it be freaky weird? Sometimes it does get freaky weird, but you can't count on freaky weird consistently. Man, there's a lot of good deals out there right now on some top coins like Near. What happened to you, Near? You were looking so good. They all broke those major trend lines, man. Is that what happened? Oh, no, you haven't. There's a secondary. Well, we can forgive that. We got a little wiggle room there that you're still below. I got no more wiggle room to give you. So maybe 505 still might be in the works for near, and hope and pray for a bounce there, because the other alternative ain't pretty. Ain't pretty. You know, where this wick is and where this candle top is over there, man, that's a nice support resistance area. I don't know if she fibs out. I would assume that she does, but even if she don't, that's a nice one to look at. Now you got me curious. I gotta say, does it fib? Does it fib? It's right around the 618 area, so well, that's good enough to say, hey man, even though it's below this trend line, there might be some kind of mean nasty wick down to that area. I don't know. Get your colors coordinated. But here we are again, as we've seen with a lot of things with my moving averages, and this is why I like to keep them on there, because they just kind of keep me up with what the momentum's doing, what's going on with things. And the same situation, I'm seeing this a lot right now. You got the 100 and you got the lower ones all tied up above the 100 and usually kind of breaking down below it right now, but they're above. They're you know, they're far away from the 200, which is a subjective statement, I know, but during the relation you can see that there's a gap. Price has been traveling within this gap, and I think it's, like I said the other time, it can definitely come down, we can come up, but it's just kind of, I think, you know, no telling, it could be a lot of sideways within this little range here on everything that I'm seeing this idea with. Could it be a double top and an M top, and then we're going to come down to negative 0 cents? Yeah, it could be. I mean, you can play it that way. Didn't take the measure move all the way down to negative 30 cents. They will pay you to take this coin. Just why are you buying it? Just waiting for they pay you to take it. That's how you got it. Look at that wonderful inverted complex head and shoulder to the where? Oh, downside? But that's an inverted head and shoulders. But it don't make a damn bit of sense being a reversal pattern on the top. If it's on the bottom, it could reverse and go up. It can't reverse up. It's going to have to reverse down. It's got nowhere else to go, baby. It ain't what? Well, you could just stick with trend lines. You can get caught up in all this little crap. You can. Or you can just stick with trend lines. Just stick with trend lines. Walk it bounces. You got all these little V trend lines, and then you got the maiden place that says, hey man, I'm gonna, if I break here, it's no good. And she respected that. I keep talking about that. Set an alert, put a stop loss, you know, all kinds of different ways to handle that little guy. But maybe 505 will get a bounce there. And maybe we can slowly start another descent up. Hey, thank you, Jamie. Appreciate the $4.99. Can you check on Ondo for me? Sure can. Take a look at Ondo. Got KuCoin. Looks like we already had it. Had it in the channel. It did the little wick thing. That's the sign of weakness in my terms. It's just probably not going to respect it as much if the price comes back down there, which it didn't. That's something I keep in mind when I draw these, but I still stay with the candle bodies because that's just my rule. Here we broke out and I broke back in, so bear trap or whatever, right? I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff. And then now, like I said last time, now I got to take into account this new information. So I got to alter my angles, which kind of screws up this line now. I'm like, well, I want that symmetry. Well, now we changed our direction. So I'll copy that line again and put you up there one more time. And now you respect this and that. Oh, don't give me much of there. So all we can do now is kind of guess and look for, well, we might count that as a touch. A wick there, then candle bodies here, 2 touches, or 2 areas of touch. Okay, that's valid. That is valid, so that would be our new channel. This was our 3 humps in our dump. Now this is our dump, of course, which can bring us all the way back down here. Doesn't have to. We've got a 50 moving average. If we're going by the 5 moving average strategy, it might do something around this area. Makes a little sense if you look over to the left. This is usually what you're finding with the moving averages. By the time price meets it, if you look to the left, there's usually something there. That's just the kind of the weird magic thing, the way these work out. I can't say that it does it every time, but it's usually always got some confluence with something. You just gotta, and then when you see that and put, oh wow, this says that, this says that. I don't care if they're related or not. I don't know. They both say it. I can say, yeah. Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's probably going to be a duck. So that kind of idea. And again, now we've got a new trend line established here. It was going here and then we broke above it, so this became an internal trend line. Add the new information, we did something different, so we got to add that. So now we got this new trend line and we're looking for a breakout of it. But what if you got the breakout of this one? Well, you had this one to remind you that it's not going to get very much further. Probably looks more impressive on the smaller time frame, like the 4 hour. I just said, haha, no further. Haha, you thought you'd try it again and I slap you down. Moving averages though look nice, even on the 4 hour. They're all stacked up nice the way they're supposed to be. So momentum looks awesome on this one. We're just getting a correction on this one, in my personal opinion. That's what my moving averages tell me on the 4 hour. That's a nice sign. And it sucks that she just lost the 4 hour 200 moving average. Now we're officially bearish. You just said it looked good. It does look good on the bigger picture of things, on the bigger momentum. She lost the 200 moving average, so technically we're bearish. Just means that we're looking for it to come down to the bottom of the trend line, man. See what she does. She might win it back. It's between the 100 and 200 or thereabouts after we lost the 200. I don't know. This is where the fibs could get interesting, that you're usually looking for that 618 pullback, right? That's a little bit closer to this area that we got down here, so maybe a little finagling. It might make sense that it might hit that at a further target, like July 1st, that area. That would suck. Don't take that long, Hondo. She may be coming down. If so, that's where I'm looking at. She may miraculously just get a bounce right here. It could happen off that 200 moving average. Could happen after touching that 50. It's possible. But we don't know. We just have to see. Besides, there might be the shoulder, head and shoulder, taking you all the way down to the downside. Well, you can look at that idea too. Personally, I just kind of like trend lines anymore. I'm just saying, that's when it comes to like head and shoulders patterns, it's usually when they're breaking a trend line that you would look for them anyway as a reversal, like where they're coming out of a channel or something. That's this trend line. That's one of the most basic things that you will learn. You learn your horizontals and your trend lines. It's basically the stuff that Joe teaches over on his channel, Trade Intuition. Those fundamentals. I can't stress how important that is. And what I like about Joe is now, I don't think he's been in the game as long as when these strategies were out, but this is the OG strategy. The horizontal support and the trend lines, and you can do just price action. You don't need these indicators. You don't need the indicators. They can help. You can add, but you need these basics. You need this fundamental. And I guess we take it for granted because, you know, when you're learning this, one of the first things how you should be learning is that you should be learning your horizontal areas to go and look. And I'm picking probably the worst. Nah, I ain't do it. To find your support and resistance. Joe talks about this all the time. And then even your diagonal trend lines, however. Maybe even throw in a Fibonacci, but just that and price action. No moving averages. You can do a lot with just that. There's some differences between what me and Joe do with our analysis and everything. He's got what he talks about with when he's breaking down his trades and what to look for and how price action reacts to all this stuff, when he's showing his mindset about what he's looking for, and that's gold. That's alpha. And I like to hang out and watch Joe just to refresh my memory of those good fundamentals. So shout out to Joe. If you're not subscribed to him, go check him out. But it's all about finding what works for you, really. And Joe feels that way too. Joe agrees with that. Putting things together wherever you get them, wherever you learn them, books, people, YouTube, whatever. You gotta you try it out, you test it. That's why when you're out here watching like me or Joe or whatever, you need to have your charts. You need to have your laptop or your computer open, or so, you know. Do what we're doing along with us, and then it just kind of, I don't know, it clicks easy, faster, better. If you actually make the effort to, I don't know, pull a fib. Don't just watch me pull a fib, pull it yourself. Then you say, I don't know, somehow it just clicks in your brain better, and then... Because I remember, you know, sometimes this stuff hits you so fast, you're like, what the hell does this mean? I don't understand. It's just like it's too much information coming too fast at some point. And that stops. It will stop. That will stop, I promise. You just gotta it's a new way of looking at things and thinking, and I swear it's not that hard though. You just gotta a lot of it is your emotions and your fear of losing and being wrong, and oh my, is that trend line going to hold? But you see those trend lines hold after so many times, it's like pretty soon like I'm not going to doubt it. I mean, if it doesn't hold, it's telling me a story. If it does hold, it's telling me a story. But I can draw that trend line, and I know wherever price touches that trend line, I've got a chance for a reaction there. And it's kind of like the moving averages. I know whenever price touches them, I got a chance for a reaction there. And however, indicators all work different ways, but they're basically there just to help give you a signal, and so that you don't have to like dig through and kind of calculate it all out yourself. You know, like that little green dot on Market Zyper. Like, I don't have to come down here and look and see what did the wave table. It actually crossed right there. That's what that means, by the way. That little green dot is where the wave table. Or not the wave table. They call it VWAP. I don't think it technically is the same as a VWAP, but they won't. Nobody can give me a clear answer on what the hell it is. I just know it's a good thing when it goes above the zero line, and it's not a good thing when it comes below the zero line. You'll see that with the line indicators. But that green dot comes whenever those cross. Right there, we're crossing. And the red dots come when they cross -2. So the dots are just kind of easy, just a little shorthand to say, oh man, this we're crossing, something's crossing a level where you need to take notice. And you find something that I don't know, that you like, works for you. You don't even have to use the indicators. Some might say I use too many. I've seen some people just have like 50 indicators. They just flip all through and just that. I don't know. I do know that bots trade with indicators, but they actually make their decisions based on indicators. I say don't make your decisions based on indicators. Just use them as another voice, a confluence. It's your little round table. It's your little committee meeting, and you're just taking your opinion, and you're the CEO, and you're going to say, weigh it out. Or you're the judge before the case, and you got a prosecutor making an argument for the bullish case, the bearish case, and this is my support on this indicator. I object because the moving average has crossed bearishly. But Your Honor, the RSI has crossed bullishly over the 30. Clearly, the MACD is lagging and wrong here. Sustain, you know, it's that kind of game. That's how I kind of look at it anyway. You're a weirdo. Here we are watching ICP, another one that's broken the main trend line that we're following here. Yay. That's got to be great news, right? Yay. You get a prize. Cheaper ICP at 777. That would suck. I'm not locking it. below the 250. I made that line a little better so we can see it easier on stream. I know it's kind of hard to see my 50 moving average. Bearish across the 200. That's the death cross. So ICP's got some stuff. Oh, jeez. Yay. Let's see, there is a little hope. If I had to guess, I'd be looking about 857. We got a 360 moving average just coming in there. But there is also, I mean, this level right here that's a big deal. With the 800 moving average right beneath it at 770. So, man, I mean, there might be a retest, a bearish retest, and then another drop. I don't think we're out of the woods yet for altcoins, man. Makes me want to look at the idea over here. That same kind of idea is what we're seeing for altcoins on a lot of their charts too. That sucks. That means this 36.8 is winning out, and I don't like it. You lost a dreadnought. So you have to make me change my thesis, and I have to start being more bearish now when it comes to altcoins, and it pisses me off because that wasn't my game plan. We're hoping for a bounce there and for altcoins to do good, and now the only thing we can hope for is some kind of freaking bear trap, which you can't get in the habit of hoping for those things, right? Because you normally get a retest and down. There's signs here saying altcoins can take a nice hit over these next weeks. Yet SPX just keeps going up higher and higher. Tech stocks are just going. Nvidia looks awesome. I didn't know that they did a stock split. I saw Joe's channel today, and I'm like, man, I gotta look at Nvidia, see if there's a buy there. Let me just go through the chat here real quick, make sure I didn't miss any requests there. Jimmy Paycheck. Thank you, sir. Not a problem. Joe says, Ondo, head and shoulders on the 4-hour to the area of your bottom trend line if the price action doesn't find support soon. Sam says Tao's getting those juicy bottoms again. Take a look at Tao. Bottom of the trend line. I did take a little nibble at Tao. I thought I saw it around 315. You're at 299 now? You suck. Well, sadly, nailed it. Sucks. Didn't want you to go nail that. You didn't have to go nail it. You could maybe look like a stupid idiot and you could have went up like $400 or something. That would have been. Listen, Tao. Let's me and you come to an understanding here, okay? When I throw in a low ass target, you don't really have to go hit it, okay? You can go the other way. You can make me look stupid and you can go to like higher highs that you never ever reached. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. Road Dog will take a look stupid idiot for the team. That's cool. I'm good with that. You don't want to give it a test run right now? I think you should. Well, Silly Me didn't color code these. I got them blue, which means measured move, but they're not. They're fibs. I can tell they're fibs. Respected here. Nice. I'm guessing a 113 in the, why don't you just go pull it, silly? Swing low to swing high. Tell me where I need to buy. And there you are, the 1.13, the 1.272. What's the magic, ladies and gentlemen? Nailed it. Sucks. Sucks, man. Sucks. All right, so now swing high to swing low. Tell me where you're going to go. We could adjust this guy at 618. And see how much better it lines up right there too. Perfecto. So possibly if things go well and we bounce off these areas, because we could. The 127 in that area, that should be a pivot point. Don't bet your life on it. Don't bet the farm on it. But you know, it's a good probability that we're going to get a reversal from there for a little bit. How far, I don't know, but 618 is the next target, next major target I got for about a 30% move. You're at 299 right now. You went to 291. I love it, but I hate it at the same time. Joe says, so many don't like the way I trade because it's too easy, but I always say if you're doing something and it works, just say keep doing what it works, but it's very important to learn. I don't think they understand. Well, I can speak from patterns ideas or something like that, the patience won't be there. I like to go horizontal, so especially when you guys are, we're looking for a little flag here, you know, that kind of idea to trade all these little bitty I'm not for all the little bitty patterns. Wait, what the hell are you trying to say, Road Dog? There's nothing wrong with it. Joe is teaching the, if you're trying to learn the traditional way to trade where you will not get your ass handed to you, that's what he's essentially showing you over there. Where you're doing the level to level and you're waiting for the candles to open and confirm. That's exactly what. So I have total respect for the OG strategies. I got a total respect for what Joe's teaching over there, because if you don't know that, don't understand that, man, you're missing out on some stuff that you have to, it'll take you a long time for it to catch up and click. And I'm a good example of that, because what I've been preaching lately about my this is different from Joe, but it kind of relates, because we still use trend lines, right? But you'll see me take like, what are we on, the 2 hour here, when I talk about using my trend line strategy to kind of help tell you when to get in and out. I had a mentor that would go over this, but it never clicked to me. I'm doing what I see a lot of these other YouTubers do. You're just seeing something go up here, and it's even better probably on the one. And you're just out here, you're just trying, oh, this is a flag, this is this, and this is that, this is a double bottom. And I mean, it's a cool way to, you can do this on the 1 minute chart and you can learn, or whatever charts, and learn and practice. But this is not the way to actually really pull this off, in my personal opinion. Well, I got a flag, and then, you know, eventually this stuff doesn't always work out, right? Well, look, there's another flag, maybe it hits. Well, there's another flag, maybe it hits. There's another flag. Why didn't that one hit? Well, I don't know. It's the dang market makers is what it is. It's a conspiracy. Crypto sucks. Look, shoulder, head and shoulder. Well, I told you that this flag, you didn't have that shoulder at that flag. Well, it was, you had to go back to the 20. You know, and it's just pattern trading like that. I don't think is the smartest way to use pattern. But still, it all comes to, you know, you do have these levels. You got the horizontal level. Joe talks about it, horizontal levels and stuff, but he teaches you the safe way to get in trade without jumping in willy-nilly, because a lot of us jump in willy-nilly. So he's got a systematic approach on how to look at this and trade this market, and what he will do. And he shows you what he'll do, how he's thinking about it, whether it plays out that way or not. He shows you, well, this is how I look at it. The idea is that you've got to plan. We got to So I have complete respect for everything Joe teaches over there. And he's showing you can do it without indicators. You don't have to have the indicators, and you don't. There's a couple of people on YouTube that I know that just do price action trading, and they're good at it. And do their analysis just price action. Let's see, Natoshi. I mean, she changed her name. It is Natoshi now, isn't it? She used to be Natalie Bit Consensus, but now I think it's just Natoshi. But she just uses, I mean, no moving averages or anything. She just horizontal trend lines. I think she uses trend lines too, similar to what I do with them, and Fibonacci, and that's all she does. But the horizontal resistance, the trend lines, and the price action. You need to get familiar with that before you start bringing in all this other stuff. If you don't have a good grasp of that, then you're going to have to go back and relearn some stuff. And just like I was saying, that's what I was getting with the look at this flag and this flag and this flag. And what I didn't see was, oh, you broke that trend line. That was an early lesson that I should have learned that took me another couple of years before it clicked, because I wasn't doing this. I wasn't applying the trend lines. I was looking past them, trying to look to, oh, but you're doing this pattern. Well, that pattern the fact that you broke your main trend line that you started out with, it's a bigger deal than what this pattern is. And you can see that didn't really happen too well there, did it? But it did give you another place to start a new trend that you could start tracking. I don't know, we all do things a little different interpretations and everything, but I'm just telling you, what Joe has over there is gold. I can't say anybody can criticize how he trades, because that's one of the safest ways to do it. Joe says how to trade patterns and use indicators. I don't use them. I know how others trade, and that's another thing is knowing how other people are looking at the market, because people that got market cipher, which is a very popular indicator. There's a green dot. Let's jump in. I mean, it gives you an idea of what other people will think too. It gives you an idea what some bots will do too, if you look at some of them, especially the RSI and stochastic. Ah, hell, they got things for everything. The bots use all the freaking indicators. And unlike a person, they'll actually make that decision based on whatever that is doing. Except for they may be smarter now with AI. Hopefully they are, but used to they would make me second guess them sometimes. Sam Webb says the monkey do teaching style. Could be. Joe says, I know the enemy's plan, so I know how they're trading. ICP daily green dot, LOL. Jamie says, I'll check you out, Joe. Joe's a good teacher. So my crypto journey, I had some experience with trading. I just wasn't good at it, and I sucked at it. I had some experience with TA, but I just wasn't. I was like, it looked way too complicated than I ever wanted to get involved with. But I didn't know where to start. I didn't have a good start. So a trading group kind of pointed me in the right direction, gave me my bearings, and then I started expanding to, I learned about Thomas Bukowski and some other things, and kind of tracked some other things on my own. But it gave me a good foundation, a good starting point that I needed at that time. I left that group and came back when I started this channel. When I came back, Joe had been hired over on that trading group. And I thought, oh, hell. Dang, bro, you stepping up your trading group, man. You got people hired in. You got people helping new people. You're putting attention on this area. It looks like you're expanding this and actually taking a good look at this. And I'm like, wow, I'm impressed, because I wasn't that impressed last time I was with this group. Now it looks like you're actually making some progress, and it looks like you're going in a good direction. And Joe is there doing videos and updates every day and all that stuff. Joe is there teaching everybody in the group. He was the admin over there. And that's where I first started. He has the most awesome charts. Just he knows Telegram like the back of his, or TradingView like the back of his hands. Amazing. Even if you're old school and you think, oh man, I got my system down, I don't need to learn any new tricks, man, go watch Joe and you will learn stuff about Telegram, I promise. Oh my gosh. I keep saying Telegram, TradingView, he's a TradingView master. I think I was going somewhere, but then I got sidetracked again. Sam Webb says, you put the target dog, it had to hit you. Oh, you drew it, it had to hit it. I wish it worked that way. That would be awesome. But I am showing you something that I've stumbled upon that it makes sense to me. It took a while for me to figure all this Fibonacci stuff out, but it's uncannily cool. Trade Intuitions, Joe says, I got burned on so many bull flags. Yeah. Loved inverse head and shoulders, a cup and handles. Then I realized I was just breaking resistance levels, neckline, and back tested thousands of times. My favorite pattern, if I had to choose one, would be the falling wedge, which I've just not seen enough of lately. Or they've been part of something else. I mean, yeah, I could call it a falling wedge. I can do that, but I mean like the bigger overall pattern being a falling wedge, not just the little part of it. Loves them. But I haven't. At some point you'll run into a lot of those. Lately it seems like it's been that freaking megaphone pattern. I mean, that's not one of my favorite patterns or one that I go out there and look for all the time. Like, oh, yay, but it's just connecting lines, people, and seeing what does this look like. Just hold true to your trend line, and you're bigger. Just always zooming out. It can be all the patterns do is spell out what price action is doing. If it's squeezing down, getting constricted to where it's going to pop like a zit, that's really all they are. Or telling you how far you're getting to a support or resistance area, and once you get past those areas, well, it shouldn't break through the wall, but if it does, I guess it's going to go somewhere, so we'll follow it. That kind of idea. And not everybody likes patterns, agree with patterns. Everybody's got a different style. I'm cool with that. I'm not a big Elliott Wave freak, but I'll still look at them every once in a while. I'm not a harmonic trader, but I think it's freaking cool. I got the bearish Gartley. And it's supposed to be highly accurate. I haven't really caught on to their system. I have not, with patterns, with pattern trading, I can know I'm down here on the bottom of the trend line. I know I've got a good risk reward ratio if I want to take this trade. This is what I look for because I'm a bottom feeder and it's my style. And everybody's got a different style and risk management style. Some people want to wait for a breakout or to get above a higher high or wait for confirmations of a trend. Which if I didn't say that earlier about Joe, what he's doing, why I say he's OG in what he's teaching, he's waiting. You're getting into a trend after you're getting into a trade after you confirmed your trend. That way you're less likely to lose. That's the safe way to do that. Because you get in, your number is probably going to go up rather than going down. And Joe also, he talks about how to layer in on the trades too, which is something I do now. I didn't start out doing that. But you know, sometimes you can buy the bottoms and stuff. Well, sometimes those bottoms keep on going, so it's not perfect what I do being a bottom feeder, but I get to catch it pretty quick when I'm doing that. Joe says, now I trade strictly support and resistance. No, not the compliments, Road Dog. My head's very big. I don't think I can leave my trading station. My head is so big. Oh, Joe. Now, Joe's got that trading wisdom, and I've got a video called Trading Psychology where Joe is breaking down, I think him and Trip and maybe some of the other admins from the older trading group. But when I heard that, I was fascinated. I was like, I got to share this with my Telegram group, so I copied it and pasted it over there. It's in there somewhere. It's older. It's a couple years old, but just the alpha was invaluable. The mindset, the psychology, and how you approach this, because it's about planning your trade and then trading that plan. That's the thing that we should be doing, and it's not always what's conveyed or I think people are trying to look too much. Not everybody though. Everybody doesn't do it. Everybody's not trying to look like the hot shot, jumping in willy-nilly on trades on la short squeeze, or everybody's not doing that. I mean, there's some really good planners out there. Notice I said planners, like Jason Casper plans out his trades ahead of time and then trades that plan. Frankie Candles plans his trades out ahead of time and then he trades that plan, and that's what we should be doing, rather than just flying off the cuff and all. This looks good. We just put up the chart just 5 seconds ago, and immediately we look. Oh, there's our trade. I'm like, yeah, may not end well. May not end well. Good luck if it does, but you may need some more due diligence than. Am I turning into another rant? Are we ranting again on this stream? Joe's my favorite. And Joe says, everyone here is my favorite. Well, I ran out of coins on my list, so now I have to backtrack to my old list. We looked at ABT yesterday, which was doing good, because she was looking harsh. ABT actually gave me hope for some of the other coins, so let's see if that idea is holding true. But she broke back. She lost the trend line, and then it looked like she broke back into it, and now she lost it. See, that's why we got to wait and not just, oh, we're in there, let's jump on in. And that's what Joe teaches too, waiting for the candle confirmations in there. And again, that depends on your risk style. You might want to wait for one candle to close, two candles to close. You kind of redefine your individual style by these little things that you tweak. Oh, Lucy. Why are you in this picture, Lucy? Go somewhere. Go to hell, Lucy. I'm just going to take Lucy off. She's just depressing me. She's everywhere I'm turning lately. Which is the 666 moving average, and it started out just as a little fun joke, but then I started seeing how much price respects it in certain ways. I'm not going to move this trend line because that looks like a bearish retest, man. So let's get rid of this side. Well, you can keep this. If you ever see price break this trend line to the upside, it might be a good sign, but it looks unlikely that that's going to happen. Moving averages look good overall. Well, at least these do. I think we just turned off the ones that are saying, no, they look okay too. Overall, the momentum's there. Might you come back into the pattern then? You know, she could. If I'm just going by moving averages here, right? I got the 50 up here, of course, 21's crossed. No, well, that sucks. It's below the 9. We need to get above the 9. If we can do that, that would be awesome. But, you know, the momentum's still up. It says that we might have a chance to come up and recover. It might have a chance. You know, I'm thinking like intensive care sitting there, you know, with machines and everything hooked to her body, as that kind of might have a chance. It is not an easy recovery, but it could do that. Normally we see a rejection here, but the moving averages are giving me hope that it might have something bullish in store for it. Let's see what the 4 hour says. 4 hour says it sucks. It's under the 200 moving average. We're bearish now. It's all gonna die. We can come up and retest this 200 moving average area, which corresponds with a lot over here. What's a nifty little area? Top with the resistance, support, what the hell? Support, resistance. So it's a nice little support resistance flip area in there that by the time price gets there might ironically, uncannily line up with that 200 moving average. That's just kind of how this crap works over time. If she can pull a Hail Mary and get past there, man. To me, this is, I don't like this when you lose a trend line. And you're up here at this area because you're like, it should go down. It really should come down. This will not be good for ABT. But she just had such a nice big move yesterday, right? So, gosh, for anybody getting into this trade, could have got up to 47%, be sitting at 30%. And now you're sitting there, do I stay in or do I take profits and get out? And that's what I'm saying, man. It could go really good or it could go really bad. And it's hard to see that sometimes, and that's why we got these little guys, little lines in the sand that kind of help you make those decisions. And maybe she'll make a bullish decision and decide to break up above this line in the sand. But if I were looking at this pattern wise, I don't like them at all. Actually, the trend line is here like this. That's a more symmetrical triangle. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if that is the symmetrical triangle or not, because what matters is this freaking trend line that we've been talking about. If we can't get above it, we're screwed. Don't give a dang about that symmetrical triangle or the measure move that you might possibly get out of this. Look, could be headed up to $4.38. I don't give a dang. It ain't going nowhere till we get past this trend line and maintain it. Check out Pendle. Nice. Okay, Pendle. I mean, it sucks. She went down to 470 and she was up to these areas about what, 720 or something. I've got targets at 711. I don't know when I put them there. I can't remember. This one's been there for a while. That's not hit because you suck, Road Dog. Only upside. How far up did they go, Road Dog? Might we be in for the OM shape? How can you tell? Well, price comes down below this area, you're screwed. It's general rule. Otherwise, you got to keep adding all this information and that flux and get some more symmetrical, which I do not like symmetricals. Pattern-wise, if we're looking at this and just joining our trend lines, and gosh darn it, we get these triangle shapes, which I don't like. Now, Bukowski talks about Elliott wave patterns with these, which I'm not gotten into that. One of these days I might venture over there, but there's like a wave number of structures that you can look for in some of these triangle patterns. I think it's kind of cool. I should probably go study it, but I've not made that journey for that one yet. But there's a couple ways that you can look at these, and I think it's probably worthwhile looking at the Elliott wave, counting wave structures to maybe help in some moves. Maybe, I don't know. I just know I don't trust symmetrical triangles, so I don't mess with them. Because they suck. They lie, they cheat, they go the wrong way. They do the rabbit run. That's what I call the rabbit run. They'll break up to the upside and just like, oh yeah! We got those measure moves. We want to take us way to the upside. Oh crap, you came all the way back down. And they're like, well, I guess we're bearish now, coming off of the retest. And then she goes right back up here. And well, I guess we're, and she can do the rabbit run, man, like a rabbit running in front. You don't know what the hell's going on. I just learned best to leave these suckers alone. I'll wait for you to chill out. Cup and handle to the upside. Uniswap is sitting at $11.50 now when she was recently at $8.80. Did you guys get any? I didn't. I've been on the fence with Uniswap. I really wanted to get back into it when we were talking about, you know, the profit sharing idea, which I like that idea in crypto for these dexes and some of these projects. Profit sharing's like a cool thing that there should probably be a lot more of. There's ways to do that. I like that idea. Why, if I was supposed to do that kind of stuff, it just never turned out the way it was always supposed to, the way it was presented at the time, for whatever reason. 618 Fibonacci coming in at $12.79. We'll put you down just a little bit. Might we hit it for Uniswap? It will. I got a bag of it somewhere, but it's not the position that I had before, so will I take profit there at $12 on Uniswap? This was nice where we had that trend line and she broke back into it, and kind of nice move when she did. That's what I look for when we actually recover a trend line like that. But she didn't do it over here, so can't say it works every time, can ya? You suck, old dog. Worth our big move to the upside. I thought you could say it came later. It did not work out there. And now we got all this new groovy information to add now. Yay. Uniswap, come on, make us some money, go. I'd like to see a $14 target here. That would be awesome. Are you going to break past this level? Get above $12 and go higher. Right now you're getting rejected. Don't get rejected, Uniswap. Somebody loves you somewhere. Striga said weekend was too quick. Did seem to go by kind of quick. We got Opulus sitting. Why are you guys breaking your megaphone patterns, dude? I mean, in all fairness, this pattern is supposed to break to the downside. It is a bearish pattern. It's just get a lot of upside if it ever plays by these trend lines. Pretty cool. They all don't do this, but man, ain't it fun when they actually do that. Look, 3 touches. That's a cool rule to kind of shoot for with these patterns like this if they come out. Or these trend lines, if you want to look at it that way. Try to shoot for 3 touches. It doesn't always work, but it's got a good, it's worth shooting for. Shooting for a 4th one, that's where you get kind of iffy, and you see it had nothing to do with it here. But then she was done, broke this trend line. Sucks. Now we got to figure out what the hell they're going to do now, because if you wanted to get really, really gnarly and take a real measured move there, it can come all the way back down to negative 13 cents. Then what are you going to do? Then what are you going to do when you look at your portfolio and this only worth negative 13 cents? Well, why don't you pull out your old Fibonacci trick, Mr. Predictor? Oh, I'm not a predictor, per se. I'm just a dude on the internet that has a stitched up face, talking about one of the riskiest investments to be in the market. And if you're looking at me for financial advice, you probably need to evaluate your life choices. I'm just saying. Look at the way I dress. Doesn't that tip you off that I could be unsettled? We're going for that professional freaky look. I want to be freaky, but I want to be professional at it, so we suit up. Well, we might even bring out the old bone ties or something. I don't know. Opulus is losing some ground, and that sucks because this is one of my bigger long-term plays. Oh baby, oh baby. just go down. I guess I will buy some more when you come back down to these areas. If you make it back down to 9 cents, that's where, man, that's probably where my entry is on you. This is, to me, I think this is a cool project. It's on Algorand, though, so I'm always wondering, well, how's that? But is a real-world asset play with music or whatever? For anyone interested, just one of my dark horses that I played. And I did like how it got up to 40 cents there, though. Nakamoto Gains took a hit, man. I've been nibbling under coming down here. I'm looking for 94 cents, possibly coming down with Nakamoto Games. I say that because that's where our original trend line was kind of coming in at. So if we lost this one, then I'm just looking for this one to possibly hit. But Road Dogg, what if she doesn't hit? She just does a U-turn before there. Well, then, you know, we were looking for the possibility of it to hit, and it didn't. What else could you say? Well, you should know the reason why. Well, it could be a fib. I really don't care. I just really want to make money. I don't... Swing low to swing high. Tell me where I need to buy. We also got that 113 coming in at 85 cents, if that means anything. It might. Swing high to swing low. Oh, that's at 74. That would suck ass to go down there. Stop cursing like that. Why you talking that way, Road Dogg? It's Sunday. You are correct. Still, I look for 90 cents and hope it holds. Gosh darn it, man. This thing was at $3.44 and now it's at 90. And at some point, it's down 70% from its high, its all-time high. And we're listening to DeFi Kingdoms or something here. I can't deal with this. Why are you on my... My degen loves this idea of watching this one and trying to get some orders in here around 90 cents or above. She lost this area here, support. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is only 3 things that we can look for right now, and that's for price to come down, price to go up, or price to go sideways. And 2 days from now, I'm going to tell you that I nailed it. Sideways, up and down. Up, down, and sideways. What kind of TA is that? Not the kind that you want to hear. 90 cents, my folks. 90 cents. She's not looking healthy right now. Below the 9 moving average on the 4 hour. Why are you dropping, Nakamoto? I haven't heard anything bad. Ave back at $84 again. She was up to 114. If she can get back up to that area, what is that, about 36% gain? Oh, look. So it went parabolic. Okay, I like this on the weekly. Look at that shoulder, head and shoulder. Oh, that was sucky. Hey, look, did you damn it target? You're on past your target, cause you suck, Road Dogg. You pegged me at 145 and I was a 153 all the way through. Learn to grade better, Road Dogg. That was a nice move. It wasn't the smoothest move when she went up to 129 and then dropped all the way back down to 80. That kind of sucks. Kind of like where she's at now, but if she goes back up to 129 or 145, I think I would be whistling more of a Dixie tune than a sad tune. I want to take all this stuff off again for Ave. Swing high to swing low. Tell me where. I just want to get an accumulation level, and we're below it right now. First area I need to see us recover is that $94 area. Nice zone. I really think that's kind of cool. Where can you go down to? Well, the shoulder head and shoulders are going to take it to 0. You can't read that? What the hell? Yeah. An 886 retracement may be on the radar for this one. I'm just saying. That's at $60, and then we got 70, right at $71. $70.50 I'm actually getting. I don't know that she'll come down there, or moving averages seem like they're not really down there, so maybe we won't go all the way down there. Come down on a smaller time frame like the daily. Oh, there's Lucy in the mix right there. Knew she had to be around here somewhere. That seems to be where we're interacting with Price and Lucy, just bouncing off each other, hitting the head against the wall. Something. She's holding right now, but loses that area, and that's our nice. Looks like a nice little support resistance flip here for this W anyway. Really busy, noisy chart. Hard to read this. I think it's better to come to the 3-day on something like this, and then on the 3-day, Lucy turns into the 200 moving average. Lots to be interesting, people. Did that not amaze you? It blew your mind. Still at the 2? Is that 666 on the daily, but on the 3-day, that same area is represented by the 200 moving average. So does that not kind of reveal that there is some confluence between Lucy's line and some of these other major moving averages? It does. Just like Lucy's like, I think she's like, girl. Why do you think the devil's a girl? 'Cause women are evil? Don't say that out loud. Did you say that? You have to pray to YouTube that they will forgive you. And that's the women's too. Don't say that. How dare you? Women's are wonderful creatures. So soft and cuddly. Loves it. And there's our bigger 236 from the bigger man. 142 for this guy. 70 or 80, unless we're lucky enough to bounce where we are now, which I would like to see the $84 hold. You can kind of see that area a little bit clearer here, but there's a lot of noise here. Accumulation area, man. Bigger targets can be had. This one got up to what, $600? In a bottom area, if you're patient, think that ETH could do something, because this is an ETH play with Aave, a lending platform that they've done well before. If you got to be patient though, gosh darn it, you got to be patient. I've been patient on this one for a couple of years, and she's still in the same area. So you really got to be patient on this one, but then one day it pays off. And there's that investor mindset that you got to fly with. Joe talks about that today. I hear him talk about that a lot. That's what we're talking about. Your mindset where you're a trader and an investor. And that's not clear, especially with like the trading groups and things like that when you first join. So I'd recommend, if you are in a group or thinking about joining a group, a lot of them do post a lot of charts. A lot of them do. And it's like, I don't know, it's like they got a chart quota when they feel like they need to post every day. And I guess you want to add value every day, but then sometimes you're like, well, then you're posting just a post. So I would say, if you're new to the game and you're around where there's lots of choices on trade setups to get in and charts, go with the coins that you're familiar with and that you wouldn't mind holding for a long-term investment. Trade the coins that you would invest in, and try to stay away from the ones that you would not invest in, because if you are new and you're on that game and taking the trade setups, chances are you're probably going to screw something up, and you're going to have a lot of trades that didn't play out, and you didn't put your stop loss, and maybe you got stuck with a bag. If you're going to get stuck with a bag, and you're likely to get stuck with the bags if you're starting out, that's just how the cookie crumbles. pick the bags that you would pick for investing that you wouldn't mind holding for a while. You wouldn't mind adding more money to. Because otherwise, you're going to end up with a bunch of shit coins that you don't give a crap about. That maybe you didn't, you didn't know enough to do your risk management, or you just made stupid mistakes like I do sometimes. I still make stupid mistakes. We're all human. At least you get coins that can do something good. You're not stuck with a bunch of crap coins. Or a bunch of maybe some rug pulls, meme coins, or other projects that just there's no substance to, and they just tank and slowly do nothing. Because that sucks. And then you got opportunity cost. But going on the ones that you believe in, you researched, and only trying to trade those. If something goes wrong and you get stuck with a bag and you flip to investor. Because it's a coin that you would have invested in anyway. Just my take. Curve might be curving to the upside. We looked at that earlier, Sam. I did get into that because, well, I told you. Thought I was probably going to do it after the stream. I mean, because it turned out it wasn't so much an exploit, it's just the owner got liquidated, so nothing wrong with the platform. They just had to take a big old nosedive there. I'm on the 3-day. It doesn't look as bad on the 3-day. So I would, something, a big fast hard drop like that, sometimes I will jump out there for that to try to catch a V-shaped recovery, which we got, and didn't come down as far as that I had there. Where's your magic target, Road Dog? Why didn't you put your magic target out there? Where is that magic target? Why didn't it hit? Did your magic target hit, Road Dog? Road Dog, you suck. It went past your magic target. He's not this perfect. But she was relevant. The 272 was relevant. That's where she's hanging out now. The 414. When I do this, when I take a swing low to swing high to look for a lower target, the 618, if it's a really, really strong move, this one didn't quite do it. The 1414 is good, and the 272s. If it's a shallow move, we're looking for the 113. A lot of this depends on how far that this actually got up before she reversed as to how far she can come down. It's just a little trick that might work for you. Support resistance. You suck, man! Why are you being resistance? Don't do it! Stop cock blocking me. Stop coin blocking me. CRV 48 cents. So I've got this play, and I'm going to take profit when we get back up to these levels. So about 40 cents and maybe 48. I wasn't really looking at 48. I am now, though. There might be a chance. And whether I, get back in or anything, I don't know. If I want to hold this for a long time, which I have done for a while, she's just a slow mover, though, until, she decides to actually move and she can do some damage, but it takes so long. It's one of those coins that can try your patience if you buy it too high. But if you buy it really low, it may not be that bad. So I do have a little bit of this in play. Sean must bolo for Grifter. Especially after the Peppy Millionaire incident. Man, Grifter came on here and almost ruined my whole paper trading account, man. Got in on a big Peppy long, fat fingered it, and finally got out in profit. So they give you, I haven't even looked at this thing. Oh, wow. So I bought some Bitcoin. I bought 3.4 at 27,000. And that is up $132,000. You can see why some people with money would like Bitcoin, because that's a pretty dang good return. I got a Decred long going in here that I bought at $13. Got 300 of them. It's up $1,126. That's kind of cool. This is all the paper money. They start you out with $100,000, and if you're lucky, you can keep it. And if you're really lucky, maybe you can double it or something. And gosh, I was really wondering. I was down like $500,000 with that in the red with that Peppy thing going on. Imagine if that was real money. Freak the heck out. So this account's got $218,000 paper traded profits, giving me an account balance 321, equity of 540. Yay, I'm paper rich. I'm monopoly money rich over there on TradingView paper account. I'm gonna go out and buy a paper Lambo. Or order one online, a paper Lambo. Pay with paper money. You should offer that TradingView. You should offer us a way to spend some of these paper money gains and buy some paper Lambos and paper condos and paper mansions and a paper TradingView metaverse. Let's start that project. That sounds like that would be, the world needs that blockchain to do something like that. We should do that. Not. Guys, it's 12:09. Thanks for hanging out with me. We got tanked on the market. Tomorrow is, of course, the dreaded Monday when the market's open. We get to see what they're going to do. You can get sometimes you can get a good feel for what they're going to do when the London session opens, and it should open around 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. So in about 3 hours from now, London sessions should start be opening. Now, if we see Bitcoin starting to move aggressively, then that could be a nice sign that maybe they got something planned to what happened? Stop doing it! Don't do it! What happened? You lost your trading view, man. Just totally interrupted everything, man. Where's your how did that happen? Well, we'll just go back here. Anyway, back to Bitcoin. And remember my train of thought there. So if we see the London session starting to give us a move up, we might have a nice morning. And you know, they do 10 and 11 through that time frame is when the New York session will start coming in and doing what they do. And sometimes they will carry on whatever the London session does. So if we get a nice move to the upside, early morning hours, 5 o'clock in the morning, something like that, might be a nice sign that they're going to take it up tomorrow. But then I would expect around noon. A lot of times they like to dump on their ass around noon. So just be cautious. Mondays are, they call it the false move Monday. A lot of people do call it that. It's just Monday and Tuesday are kind of iffy days in the market. Wednesdays and Thursdays seem to be kind of more promising, and then we get Friday where they kind of park us somewhere. We got to figure, oh God, what are we going to do on the weekend? Oh, I don't know. But currently, Bitcoin she's getting rejected too on a trend line, and looking like she has a possibility of coming down just a little bit, or at least they want us to think that. So we gotta be cautious as we go in. Keep that in mind, and we gotta hope and say a prayer for altcoins that they can recover some ground. Remember, my game plan that I want to reiterate is that we should get a bump up over this, hopefully this next week in altcoins, and that could give us a bearish retest of where we could offset some risk. Because honestly, things are not looking bullish right now. They're looking like they could go up and then take a bigger dump down, and I don't want to personally ride that. So I plan to de-risk a little bit if we get a bump up, or at least that's the game plan. How well I execute it, well, you know, that remains to be seen, but at least I got a plan. We'll see how well we execute it. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Maybe even during the day. So set that bell, hit that like. Don't forget to hit the like button. Hey,
Those
Elvis.
of you out there have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
And I guess we gotta be patient for that life-changing money. This market's not over. We just got past the halvening. Gotta be patient. because it will take off. It will take off. You just don't want to be caught on the wrong side of it. So patience for your hodl bags, and be cautious with your trading bags. And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Come on, come here, bud. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze every word that comes out is a lie.
Good night, John boy.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
To the finish line. Now, if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Feet eye off the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blew it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you was really was part your life. Basic bullets.
Grandma, you rubbed my bunions.
That's your wife.
They hurt.
Begging for my